ask you something else. We're halfway through week one of Joe Biden's presidency, and China has already authorized its Coast Guard to fire on other vessels. It's flown over 20 military aircraft towards Taiwan. It's let its troops get into another melee on the frontier with India, and it's caused an upset with Thailand and other downstream nations by holding back water from the Mekong Delta in Chinese dams, with rivers dropping by up to a meter. With a weak left-wing president fumbling around with his teleprompters in the basement of the White House, is China now off the leash and testing the West?
I totally agree with you. I think they are. And the whole fact is that Trump, although people say he's over the top, he didn't know what he did a lot for America. And the fact is that Biden has lost it. He shouldn't be in there. But the fact is that he is president of America, and China will take advantage of that because Biden hasn't got the backbone to actually stand up to China like Trump did. And Trump put China on notice. Now, because of China's reaction to the rest of the world and these other countries, I tell you what, they've now made their stance and how they're going to treat the rest of the world. Because America, although I believe that they were the backbone of the world to actually keep them in tow, and now with Biden there, I don't think we have that true leadership to actually say to keep that peace throughout the world. Who knows what's going to happen? And I don't think Morrison or I hope the new trade minister can actually deal with China, because I don't think Morrison has got the guts to actually take it up to China and will kowtow to China. I hope he stands his ground. We need to actually stand our ground against China, but we won't have the backing of the US now. We won't have the backing of Biden as well.
And with Biden was obviously the climate change president, what's this going to mean for Australia? Do you worry that the Liberal Party are really just too terrified to tackle climate change, that they're just going to go along with what the globalists all want? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we are small fish in a big pond. So Australia, and it doesn't matter whether it's Morrison or whoever's in charge of it, whether it's the Labor Party, I think that they will kowtow with the rest of the world because they don't want to be on the outer. And the whole fact is, if whatever America does, I believe that Morrison will do the same. Paris Agreement is not good for us. It's not going to assist us. And I don't think Morrison has got the guts to actually stand up to it and stand up for Australia. So I think that he will cave in, and because the push from the left, those people have got their own agenda, and it's going to be detrimental to our industry. You have no understanding what you're actually talking about. You're being brainwashed in the educational system. You have no understanding. You're actually divisive.
I absolutely agree with you. With you on that, Pauline. And the education is pathetic, and you can see these poor kids are being brainwashed on so many things. Pauline, I want to ask you something else. We're halfway through week one of Joe Biden's presidency, and China has already authorized its Coast Guard to fire on other vessels. It's flown over 20 military aircraft towards Taiwan. It's let its troops get into another melee on the frontier with India, and it's caused an upset with Thailand and other downstream nations by holding back water from the Mekong Delta in Chinese dams, with rivers dropping by up to a meter. With a weak left-wing president fumbling around with his teleprompters in the basement of the White House, is China now off the leash and testing the West?
Oh, that is a really heavy judge for the China. First one, I'm Chinese. I can answer you some question about why we fly 20 world fly across the sea. The mainly reason is the one nation. We want to put it together for one nation. Taiwan with mainland China, why divided two parts? That is by Western people. Western people is by who? Western people by Cold War. It's not only Western, also is by Russia. It's a similar of reason is North Korea and separate with South Korea. That is not one nation. But luckily, the German have a one nation. But before, the German is a West German and East German. That is not one nation. But after they become one nation. How about Vietnam? Vietnam is getting Chinese help and making their one nation. Before United States is attacked in the Vietnam and occupy the south side, they are not one nation. But China helped Vietnam become to one nation. Australians, you like one nation. Why Chinese people cannot get one nation? And do you think that is the People Republic of China is one nation? And the Republic of China also is the same nation with us. We belong to one country, means name called China. Second judge about we have the problem, look like have a problem with India. And behind of this screen, I ask you, why China making two enemies in the same time? Or why two enemies making one fight with one person in the same time? Is that we are not smart enough? And now we have before we have a problem with the American President Trump. He's a crazy one. We cannot make a deal with them, you know. So that already is a very dangerous enemy for China. And at the same time, do you think Chinese people or Chinese government like making two enemies in the same time with India? That's a smart decision? No, India is always like this. Before they stay with Slovenia. No, sorry, not Slovenia.
The Soviet Union.
Soviet Union. Do you think China will be making two enemies in the same time? Do you think so? We have a really strong of enemy about Trump, to leader of United States, and they against with China. And then in the same time, China making another enemy, another fight land with India. Do you think so? We want really happen like this? No, we don't like. The India is always like this. When we have forced of in 1962, we got the war with India. India got war with China. We already don't. In that time, we don't understand why they making war with us. We say we are small countries, being development country, and with a lot of poor people. We need to focus for our economy. But what they did is follow the Soviet Union, because Russia want to take over in China. That's why we break up with Russia. But in the same time, not Russia in that time anymore. This time anymore. That is a Soviet Union want to take over in China. But actually, India should be stand with China, right? No, they stay with the Soviet Union. And that's why India is start attack us, but they lose the war. I think they should be remember this part of history. But we are not happy about making war with India because we are both of countries still need a lot of time development. We don't like war. And this is the problem. You mentioned about this problem about China making trouble with India. Actually, it's India making trouble with China again, the second time. But this time they are very smart. They are really afraid making military level is getting really high levels. They know they will be lose the war. But we are not interested in making war. If they make war, they will be stupid and lose the second times. But this time, they really want to get more money cheating for the United States. They say they can cheat in United States, they got more money from the United States, and also they can tell the people in India is the good place for investment money. That's why they making the trouble with us. So this is the problem not by us. This is the they make a problem for us. It's the same. They are joint alliance with the United States. It's the same like Australia. That's stupid President Minister Morrison. Very stupid. Because they always call America is first. And this time, even they are stupid for second time. Trump is already finished. They already go away. The Joe Biden already come. They still mention about the old policy before. You need to quickly change. That's why that Morrison, I don't think he is really good of a minister for the Australians. And talking about the Mekong River, with some Asia neighbors. We don't want to cut their land about the water. They have a raining season and raining season. They have only 2 seasons. Or sometimes the people in the South Asia, they say, I only have 2 seasons. A very hot season and a very, very hot season. So the season in there is coming by water. They also can get water flood if the raining too much. So we're doing the same things, making the dam. And then we making the dam can get water energy. That is southwest of China. We have a big altitude is a big decade. I mean, they like big steps. And they can produce a lot of water power. Is another time to prove to tell the people, Chinese government is to take care about the environment. What do we want? We want to produce more clean energy. We don't want to use too much coal anymore. We have signed contract with Paris Agreement. That's which Australia is still not happy about that agreement. But looking around, look in the world, that is cannot changing. I mean, we are only stay in the one global. We need take care of all the nations. One global is one nation. We need to have a sim of benefit, protection, environment. And again, from this time, the China will be getting less used Australia coal. From a future step, will be step by step use less and less coal because they produce a lot of CO2. That is the big problem for Australians. And also this is a big problem for China. We need focus for clean energy. As Australians, don't greedy anymore. Think about our children. Think about the future. To focus your own country. China is not your big enemy. China is a big business partner with the Australians. Congratulations, National Day. Happy Australian people. We love you very much. But we don't like a political mafia. I mean, not China. It's Morrison. It's the political mafia. He's not a smart guy. Very stupid.